The Konkan region of Maharashtra is stunning, but beneath the breathtaking views and the heavy, misty greens of the Sahyadri Mountains, the dense foliage hides ancient, deeply localized folklore. Meet Aniket. He is a modern, city-dwelling rationalist who trusts algorithms, spreadsheets, and cold, hard data. Right now, he is driving his parents back to their ancestral village to celebrate the Holi festival. While Aniket navigates his entire life through the glow of his smartphone, his parents view the world through centuries of oral traditions. They carry specific, deep-rooted fears about what actually waits in the isolated stretches of their homeland. Aniket is navigating by the meter, convinced that his maps and his logic are the only authorities that matter out here. He doesn't realize that in these forests, the old rules still apply. They don't care about data. The trouble starts late into the drive. Aniket's navigation app chimes, flagging an unseen obstacle on the highway and recalculating his route onto an unpaved dirt detour. His mother instantly recognizes the road and begs him to turn the car around. She warns him about a specific, unnatural tree waiting along that exact path, a place locals outright refuse to pass after dark. Aniket openly mocks her fears, placing his ultimate trust in the algorithm. He keeps his eyes fixed on the screen and commits to the dark dirt road. Almost immediately, the technology fails him. The GPS glitches, trapping their position in a geographical loop. A moment later, the car's engine dies completely with a violent jolt. The screen goes dark. The rational world collapses. Aniket is no longer navigating a map. He has wandered blindly into the physical domain of folklore. Stepping out into the dead of night to check the engine, Aniket spots the massive tree his mother warned him about. It looms over the road, its base surrounded by the remnants of a dark ritual, scattered lemons, wilted flowers, and cracked coconuts. Annoyed by the delay and eager to prove his mother's fears are ridiculous, Aniket walks right up to the boundary. He physically kicks one of the ritual coconuts across the dirt, a clear signal that he doesn't value the traditions protecting this space. Instantly, a thick dusting of red sindoor powder sifts down from the pitch-black canopy above, landing directly onto his face. They abandon the car and secure a room at a nearby farmhouse. Hours later, Aniket wakes up to a chilling sight. His mother is sitting up in bed, eyes vacant, whispering full conversations to an entity only she can see. The physical act of kicking the offering carried a weight Aniket didn't understand. By desecrating the ritual site, he invited the entity's gaze into their private space, leaving his mother directly exposed to the haunting. The next morning, the family finally hitches a ride into the densely packed village. When Aniket shares the bizarre events with his local cousin, the cousin's face drops in horror. He delivers a crushing piece of family lore. Aniket's own great-grandfather was a highly respected tantric, a mystic who decades ago performed a grueling 7-day ritual to bind a violent, vengeful witch to that exact tree. For generations, the spell held firm. But Aniket's great-grandfather recently passed away, severing the ancient binding and setting the entity free. The witch actively manipulated the technology in their car. She scrambled the routing algorithm to lure the direct descendants of the man who imprisoned her right to her doorstep. The broken car and the faulty maps were calculated moves. The entity didn't just stumble onto them. She had been waiting specifically for a descendant of the man who bound her to return to these woods. Despite knowing the stakes, Aniket is forced to return alone to that isolated dirt road at dusk to attempt a final repair on his stranded vehicle. He approaches the tree, desperately clinging to his modern skepticism. Then he looks up. Crouched on a branch is a woman with wild open hair and a face covered in sindoor, staring down at him with pure hatred. Aniket bolts. The entity lunges from the canopy, leaping violently from branch to branch. He sprints blindly into the dense jungle, the sounds of heavy footsteps and manic laughter closing in right behind him. He trips and hits the forest floor. As the witch descends, a sudden deafening blast from his cousin's car horn pierces the air. The noise breaks the entity's focus just long enough for Aniket to scramble into the passenger seat and speed away. He survived entirely by sheer dumb luck. His highly valued modern problem-solving skills had absolutely nothing to do with it. The family packs up immediately and flees toward the safety of the city, with Aniket's mother burning up from a severe, unnatural fever in the back seat. As he pulls out of the village, his phone lights up. The navigation app actively tries to reroute them back toward the haunted dirt path for a second time.
This time, Aniket shuts the screen off. He ignores the algorithm entirely and steers the car straight onto the supposedly blocked main highway. He braces for traffic, but the road is empty. The massive obstacles the app had warned him about simply do not exist. The algorithm had been weaponized. Every traffic jam and alternate route was a digital lure, designed to lead the family back into the shadows where they could be cornered again. We place absolute unquestioning faith in the digital screens in our pockets, eagerly dismissing the generational warnings of the elders who raised us. But out there, hidden among the vast ancient ecosystems of the deep Kokan, digital algorithms hold absolutely no authority. If you blindly follow modern logic into the dark, ignoring the stories of those who came before you, you might discover that a very old, very patient threat has been waiting specifically for you.